Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to discuss the techniques that I've used to create an electric guitar. I made a generic guitar. I didn't want to copy any brand, but you can definitely manipulate the shapes or edit the shapes to make any kind of guitar you want. In this case, let's start off by just looking at the head of the guitar. And by the way, once I get 100 subscribers, I will create this guitar from start to finish, step by step. But in this case, I'm just going to show the different parts and how I created each part, and I won't go into too much detail on assembling it and all of the little intricacies. So first we find an object, and I think this one will be good. You could also use a triangle and then change that, but let's just see if we can work this piece here. So you go edit, or right click and then edit points, and then you can bring it in like that. Then click on the left mouse to exit out of that edit points. And then it's quite easy to expand it. So now we want to make this little indentation. So we go back, edit points, and right about here, you right click, you add a point, and you can bring it in. Let's just go right about there for now. So to give this nice sheen edge around the head, you go shape format, shape effects, and then you go bevel, and you select any bevel that you want. Let's just start with this one. Once you have that, you can click on this little corner here, format shape. It opens up this right hand side menu. You go into the middle icon. From there, you go into 3D format, and you can fine tune the edges of this head. So let's do that right now. We're going to give it some depth. Let's just go 4 points. Then you open up 3D rotation, and then we want to rotate it bottom side outward. We got it. Okay. So now you have that little edge out there. You can have as much or as little as you want. If it looks a little narrow, you can bring it out more, like that. Let's look at the lighting. Let's give it some nice reflection, and it almost looks like that. You can change the angle here of the lighting. So we bring that out a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit too much, I think. Let's go right about there. How's that? It's still got a live edge. It makes it look really active, so that's good. Okay, so this pick plate was created by going into insert shapes, and I just picked the first star shape here, and then I went change the fill, the outline. I made it blue. Let's make it red in this case. Maybe, yeah, let's go with this one, the brighter one. And you turn it around. Okay, looks good. And you're gonna get sometimes the edges of that shape go over the guitar. You can either make this a little bit wider, or you just go and make this one smaller. In this case, I'm going to fit in as many points as I can. Let's say there. So the pick guard can be reshaped to fit the head of the guitar. I'm going to do that now. Right click, edit. Just going to pull it in a little bit here. This comes out here, like so. Just a couple more. And we might as well pull these ones out. Okay. One more thing, shape outline. Gonna add a little bit of weight to it. How's that? And I'm gonna fix this little tiny piece here. So the next step is gonna be to go into the shapes effects. I'm gonna highlight this shape and go into the bevel. And we're just gonna look at the different options here. I think we're gonna take one similar to that. This is the one that I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna go into the fine details. I think for this particular line combination, I want this to be a little bit, I would say, subdued. So I'm gonna go try this thing here, the height. Yeah, right about there. The pickup and the bridge and saddle is the next step. So I'm just going to click out of that shape. Let's go in here. And we're going to look for an oval. I think this might be it. Yeah, that's good. Then let's go shape fill. Make it lighter. Shape outline, we're going to bring that down a little bit. And change the color. Let's do that. Now, I'm going to put a bevel on it. Just as similar to what we have in the other one. I think this was the same one. There's some nice ones, but we're going to go with this one. Shape fill, want it a little bit darker. How about this one? That's good. We can change the edge in the fine details, but I think that should be okay for now. It may not be the same as what I did before, but I think it's good enough just to show you the techniques. So the actual pickup points in there, we're gonna insert the just basically a circle and make it a little bit darker, I think, and shape outline maybe like that. Let's just see here. Bring down the. I think we can leave that weight. Shape fill. Let's see how that looks like. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And what we can do here is go make the height and width the same to make it a perfect circle. And in this case, I think now that it's smaller, the weight should go down 1 point, 1 level. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's just see here. Let's do that. And then bring that in here. I'm going to copy that, make it basically 6 points in there. So we're just going to click this 6 times. I'm going to go see if I can go in here and expand that edge a little bit. Yep, a little too much. Let's go to about there. Yeah, okay. I think these points too, maybe we can make them stick out a little bit with the bevel. Let's just see here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Actually, I didn't do it on this guitar, so I'm going to do it here. Just looking at the different points. Make a decision here, go with that one. And then same with this one. I'm just going to delete these ones and just recopy them. So if you go shape format, align horizontally, align vertically. Let's see. Okay, that looks like they did it, but now we just want to bring these out a little bit more this way. Looks good. So then you go and select objects. Let's do that. Group. Okay, that didn't completely take these pickup circles. They're grouped, but this plate isn't grouped to them. So we hit Shift, we select the plate, and we select one of these buttons, and it shows that it's all grouped. So now you hit Group. Now everything's grouped, and I like to put it into fixed position on page. So now you can move the whole thing. So that's how this was created. And then I just copied to make 4 of them. So that's the pickups. Let's just make it smaller and align it. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that edge because as I make it smaller, it doesn't like that. It's too big. The edge is too thick. Shape effects. And while I'm at it, I'm just gonna go look at the other shapes. I want to see what else is available. It all looks good. Let's just say this one. I'm gonna go back in here and bring down this to that. I brought down the height a little bit. The pickups, they're very dark at the moment. I don't want them that dark. So I'm gonna change that to maybe this. Yeah. That's a little bit better. So this goes here and you can bring it down in size. I think I had a gradient set as well. That's why it's so bright in this case. So I'm going to put the gradient as I did last time, if I can. Yeah, there. So that's a nice play on light as compared to that. So this looks a little bit more realistic in a way. So it's worth experimenting. Now the saddle and the bridge, those are 2 separate pieces. I'm going to show you really quickly how I did that. So one thing I'll mention before I start the bridge and saddle is that if you're working with the bevel up here, shape effects bevel, and you're also working with the shape fill gradient, you're going to have a different result depending on which function you use first. So if you put a gradient, then you use the bevel, you'll get something like this. If you do the bevel first and then put the gradient, you're going to get something like this. So keep that in mind. That's a good technique. So this will be shinier, this will be more subdued, darker. It's worth experimenting. So the bridge was very easy to do. Go into shapes, edit points. What I did was I put an extra point here and an extra point here. And then you can pull this in. Let's go shape fill. Let's go with this one, white. Shape outline. Let's make that gray. And then, so now we're going to put in the bevel. Like that. It's going to go edit points. This has to go up a tiny bit, the corner. Straighten it out. Okay, now we go shape fill, gradient, and choose one of these. Okay, as you can see, it's got that white and dark contrast that we like. So it's going to go over here. And we might put a second bevel on there. I don't know how that's going to play out. I think looking at this one, it's a little bit, this is too cut out too much. Let's just go into edit points and bring that out a little bit. Like there. Needs to be brought up like that, I think. Don't know. Edit points. If we bring it out a little bit more. Leave it at that. Let's go like that. All right. So the saddles, they also have two pieces. Just get one here and then copy. And I think this too, both of them had a gradient. Shape outline. Let's leave that for now. Shape fill. In this case, the gradient will be at the top and this one will be at the bottom. Let's go like that. This one like that. And I think this one I fitted in pretty easily into here. I brought these sides in. Okay, it's getting stuck there again. Anyway, brought it in a little bit more. Let's see. Go and highlight both of them. Shift, click, and select. I should say, not highlight. You can group them like that. And we're going to want to have 6 of them. Copy. I was trying to think. Let's see if we just put a bevel on them right now. And let's do that many. We're going to go select objects. We have everything selected, and then we're going to group them. Perfect. Okay, sometimes when you make them smaller, it doesn't convert exactly. I don't want to lose detail. I'm going to make this a little bit wider. And this will just go right on top. So let's do the tuning pegs now. I'm going to group everything to get it out of the way, so I have some workspace here. I chose this disc shape. Not disc, I should say cylinder. Shape outline I took out, I believe, in the first one. Doesn't matter if it's a bit different. It's cool if it's produces a different effect. Let's put this here. Like that. We'll make the stem. Like that. Let's see. Let's go shape fill, shape outline, nothing. Like that. Shape effects, bevel. I don't know. Let's just go to 80, to 100%. Bring it up a little more. And then I think the width, you can bring down the width to make it look nicer. Reason being, we're going to make it a little bit smaller still. Let's go like that. So for the headstock again, let's recreate that. I'm just going to make a right angle triangle. I just did that with edit points. Right click, edit points as usual. And then I close it and then I can resize it. And I'm going to choose the brown for now. Shape outline. Say a light black, not a light, a darker gray, lighter black. We're going to go into format shape here. I'm going to go to lighting and I'm going to choose the red, the warm, and then I'm going to give it some depth, say 3.5. Let's just see if we can move this. Let's see what else it can do here. Let's say that. Okay. Shape effects, bevel. Let me choose this one. Line it up like that. Let's just say something like that. I'll show you the fretboard quickly. It's just a rectangle, of course. Like that. Give it a color. A darker color. Something like that. reformatted the headstock using the right click edit points. I just lined it up with the fretboard. Insert shapes. You just want a circle. And we're going to choose white. And then just a light gray. I'll see how it goes. Gradient. We'll choose it for now. That's okay. Shape effects. If we choose bevel, it'll just give us a circle. And we don't really want that. What we want is we want a center edge. I think if we go, we'll try one of these. Not sure which one. I think this is the one I would want to use. And then we're basically, you want this edge to flare out more, be wider, if you will. So we go into the width and just bring it in like that. You can just position it here. It's still too big, but I can change that right away. And the best way to change it actually is up here. So you go 0.6 for the height, 0.6 for the width, and then again, go back, and then you just change the width here, make it smaller, and you can see it. The button returns. And then just copy paste. The jack, I put it here. I didn't want to copy the brand name. That's 2 pieces. The way that's made, we'll insert shape. Choose this one. Shape fill. Shape outline. Let's go with this one. And then there's another piece to it. It's in there. I might not make it exactly the same shape. Let's go with that. Shape outline. Maybe a little bit darker. We're gonna do the bevel first. Let's go with this. And this one here. Try something else. I don't know if I can do that. Let's go. Let's try. Something like. Did put a bit of a depth to it. Like that, something like that. Let's leave it at that. Material. Lighting. I think something like that. Darker. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I think I'm going to do a second one. Copy. choose that. Get rid of the outline. Okay. And now I'm going to group them. Point 4. This time I'm not going to do anything special with them. Just going to make it bevel. Make it a little bit lighter. This will be good at the end here. Like that. So then with the frets, you'd work them all the way down. The strings, same thing. It's just the line. So you start it over here, wherever it is. You work them here. In this case, this has to move over here. I think this, probably something like that. So those things are going to have to move. And some of them went behind, not a problem. Just going to bring it here. Bring it to front. So now the string is going to be made yellow, but just a lighter yellow. Like that, I think is good. To the tuning peg. Let's say something like that. Towards the end here, same thing. I think this thing has to be brought forward, bring to front, somewhere around there. And then this just tiny bit over here. So it hits everything, lines up nicely. And then you would do the rest of the strings as well. I'm going to move these back to where they belong. I'm going to just edit the points back like here. And select objects and group them again. Group. And I don't know if everything got grouped, so we'll see right away. No, they didn't. So go undo and then group. Okay. And you can put the inlays in the frets just like it's on here. I won't do it. I won't complete that part. I can do beginning to end of a guitar. If I get 100 subscribers, just adjust this one button here, over here. And I think I'm going to make these buttons a little bit, the top's wider because they're smaller. So width, like that.